Okay, first thing I want to do is find our boundary line. So we look at our domain. Remember, these are the equations. And that means that f of x can either be this equation or this equation. It just depends on what the value of x is. And then that's when we look at the domain to find out which equation should I use to evaluate. So here it says -2. So I'm going to go over to -2 on my graph, and I'm going to highlight that. I know that that's my boundary line. I also know that I need to stick f of -2 into the top equation and the bottom one. And some of you guys are like, no, Miss Sweat, you only put it in the bottom one because the bottom one has the equal sign. Well, I know that I need to know where these circles go. One of them is going to be a solid circle on the boundary line. One's going to be an open circle. See, because this is a less than, I know that the top one on the boundary line is going to be an open circle. On the bottom one, when I stick a -2 in, I get to put a solid circle for that one. So I'm first going to go ahead and do what their suggestions are. They say, what's f of 3? So they're saying when x is 3, which domain does it fall into? And it falls into the bottom one. Okay, this is top, this is bottom. All right, so f of 3, I'm sticking it in. Instead of x, I'm sticking the 3 in right there. So -2 times 3 minus 1. I get -6 minus 1, which is -7. So I could actually graph that, I think. It says when I stick in a 3, 1, 2, 3, I get out a -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I just got it. Thought I might miss the graph. Okay, next one says -4. -4 satisfies the top domain. So I'm going to stick it in the top equation. -4 plus 5, I'm going to get out a 1. So -4, -1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and then here I need both the top and the bottom. I need to know what's happening on the boundary line itself. So in the top one, I know it's going to get the open circle, though. I don't really get to include -2 in this top domain. But I want to know, because this line is going to keep coming up and up and up, and it gets right next to it. It's kind of like your little brother or sister, sticking their finger and pointing right in your face. I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, but all you want to do is beat the poop out of them. Not that I've had brothers and sisters who have done that. But they're like pointing right at you. Mom, I'm not touching them, I'm not touching them. But they're very annoying. I don't know if you have that brother or sister. I do. In fact, some of my kids, I taught them to do that. So how wrong is that? I said, here, go do this to your brother or sister. See what happens. And that's where you find the pecking order. All right. So the top equation, yes, I need to put in a -2 plus 5, and I get out a 3. So I'm going to -2, 1, 2, 3. But it's an open circle. Okay, I don't get to include that point. Now, here's why this one is interesting. I'm going to do the bottom one in pink. So let me make that point pink. I'm going to put a -2 in the bottom one. So -2 times -2 minus 1. I get 4 minus 1. I also got out a 3. But it gets to be a solid circle for this line. So it's like they share the same point. But you do need to know that the top equation does not include 2. 2 is not included in that domain. But it is possible when you're graphing that they share the same point. So you're going to have an open circle and a solid circle on the same dot. Okay. I'm also going to go back and look at this one while I'm here. The top equation says greater than. So I have it shaded to the right in yellow. And then I put some values that were greater than 1. Well, 6 is greater than 1. And I got out a 13. I couldn't graph that one. But 1 is equal to 1. So 1, 3. It satisfies the top equation, but I also want to stick a 1 in to the bottom equation. I need to know the bottom equation is going to be the open circle. The top equation gets the solid circle. That's why 1, 3 right here, I get a solid circle. Okay, when I put this other one in, I got a -2.5. Sorry, doesn't matter what you get out, but I can still graph that open circle. Okay, and then I just put some values in. Let's see if I can work one more. Why not? Okay, I want to do this 3 by. No, I don't. I want to do this one. Okay, boundary line is at 2. I'm going to ignore their, no, I'm not. Boundary line is at x is 2. Okay, this top one says x is greater than 2. So the top one is going to be graphed over on this side. On the left-hand side is going to be the bottom. Okay, so the top graph we're going to do in pink. Bottom graph we'll do in blue. And the way I know this is saying x is greater than or equal to 2. The top one also gets to have the solid circle on the boundary line because of the equal sign. The bottom graph is going to be an open circle. And what I'd like to do is, rather than do their suggestions, let's just make our own table of values. Okay, let's pick some numbers that we like. X, Y. Usually what I do is I go over here and say, I want to pick a couple numbers for the top equation. One of the numbers I know I'm using is the boundary line itself. X is 2. I'm using that on the top and the bottom, so I write it twice. Now, what's a number that's greater than 2? How about 3? Okay, so I'm going to stick it in the top equation. 4 times 3 minus 2, I get 12 minus 2, I get out of 10. I don't think I have enough room to do that, do I? 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'd be way up there. It's no big deal. I can extend my graph. However, they shouldn't give us one where it goes off the graph, but they did. Okay, now I'm sticking the boundary line in. It gets to be the solid circle on this boundary line. I get 8 minus 2, which is 6. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Solid. Okay, and there's my line. Yes, it's going way up there. Okay. Now, I was supposed to graph the top one in blue. Sorry. I mean in pink, and I did it in blue. Bottom line, I'm sticking a 2 in. Do I want to stick a 2 in? Not really, because then I'm going to get this ugly fraction, negative 2/3 plus 4. Well, I'm going to get out then a 3 1/3. Okay, so 3 1/3. So I've got 2, 1, 2, 3 1/3, somewhere about here, but it's got to be an open circle. We know the bottom graph gets the open circle. Now let's put a number in like, what's a number that's less than 2? Maybe I'll put in, I'll put a 0 in. You know why? 0 divided by anything is still 0. I get out of 4. 0, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. This should look like a line coming downhill. Not really steep downhill, but coming downhill. Because the slope technically is a 1/3. Think about it. 1, 1, 2, 3. I should see a 1/3 slope. And I do, 1/3. If I go over again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and up. It's supposed to be right there. I was close. Okay, so that's all we're doing.